Have you ever felt like you've gained momentum in your business? Like things are finally starting to go better, and then all of a sudden it's like out of nowhere, you feel like your feet get swept out from under you, and all of a sudden there's like some kind of chaos, some kind of uncontrollable chaos going on around you. Well, that's what happened with our client, and I wanted to share a little bit about her story because I think it's really going to speak to a lot of you guys. We have one of our one-on-one clients who's amazing. I'm not going to mention her name right now because I haven't asked her for permission to do so. So I'm just going to say a client, an amazing one-on-one client that we had. We were supposed to be doing a niche statement session with her. We were to the point. We had started already doing some mindset work, some other kind of work with her, and we were into defining her niche, right? It was coming down to action. And so one of her homework assignments was finishing her niche statement. She had 2 weeks to finish her niche statement and to be able to bounce it back and forth off of us before we got into our next session with her. Well, it was like in that 2 weeks, life kind of spun out of control. There was all kinds of stuff going on around her, family issues, one thing, another thing, and it was just piling up. She was just starting to feel overwhelmed and stuck into non-action. And so we extended her session and one more week out so she could have the time to be able to finish it. But it was like, instead of being able to get it all done, it was like more things happened and more things were going on around her. And I think a lot of you can identify with that. A lot of you can identify with what it feels like to all of a sudden feel like you've got so many things going on that overwhelm sets in. And instead of doing the things that you know you need to do, you end up, in my client's words, just playing a game on the phone just to like get your mind out of the frustration of where you're at. So instead of jumping into the niche statement, or to the niche defining statement and getting into what we were going to be working on, we decided that there needed to be a pause from that. And we decided that we needed to just take a few minutes to dive into what was going on. Because this woman is a powerful woman, just like many of you guys. Many of you listening to this right now, you're powerful. Beyond powerful, so much more powerful. I believe you've got a sniff for it. You got a sense of knowing, yeah, I got more in here, but I don't even know that you realize to what capacity. So this particular client is amazing. I think she can plow through thick cement walls to get done what she needs to get done. Unless she's in overwhelm. And so she was just dealing with that, with some major overwhelm, and we just took literally minutes to get her a humongous breakthrough. And I wanted to share that with you guys, just our quick process, because I think for some of you, you might be wondering like, what do these sessions look like? And these are custom one-on-one sessions, so not everybody's looks the same, but I think it just helps give you an idea, and it might help you get some breakthrough today as well. So we, she had said, I just feel like I get this momentum, and then all of a sudden it's like something comes along and poof, just takes me out. And so we started to break down what that was. We started to break down what were the feelings and the emotion. What was the underlying limiting belief? Because there was something operating that was keeping her from feeling like in the midst of what was happening that she could continue to push forward. So literally, you guys, in a matter of minutes and with a few short questions, we were able to bring her from foggy uncertainty to crystal clear language about the limiting belief that was operating. So it was as simple as this. We said to her, how does it make you feel when you feel swept out? Like, what is it that's going through your mind? Like, what is it that you feel like right now, why do you feel like your feet are being swept out from under you? And she said, I feel like I'm off track. So here were the key questions, and you can do this as well with yourself, and you can sign up for a session to do it with us. We've got all kinds of different packages, and we're happy to do it with you as well. But how does feeling off track make you feel? We asked her to pause and really look into that. She's just thought for a moment, and she said, it makes me feel angry. So when she gets off track, it makes her feel angry. And we said, why does it make you feel angry? We just held some space for her to be able to look inside and analyze some of her feelings. And she came up with the most, in seconds, the most bomb like revelation. And she said, I feel angry because when I feel off track, it makes me feel like a failure. And now you might be wondering, like, is that good that she realized that? And it is. It's amazing, because then we could go back into the whys of why does that make her feel like a failure? And that took us back into childhood, where she was able to identify that she got a validation or tried to get validation by doing. And so when she wasn't doing, she felt like she was failing. She felt like she wasn't good enough. And so then we're able to take that limiting belief that if I'm not on track, then I'm a failure and I'm not good enough. And we can flip that around and turn it into positivity, something that's positive, and get rid of the lie, get rid of the limiting belief that was holding her back, so that she is able to break free from that. And the next time that she gets a little off track, she doesn't have to subconsciously be telling herself that she's a failure. For those of you who can identify with that and are like, gosh, if I really sat down and gave language to those feelings, that's exactly how I feel sometimes. Myself being, someone who comes from that, understands that, still a recovering perfectionist with myself, I could really identify with that client and just know that when we get that language, we get to step out of that limiting belief. That limiting belief doesn't have to block us forever. We don't always have to live with feeling I get momentum and then I feel swept off my feet and into non-action. Now we can start to identify what that is and what is the root cause. If you think you're going to do your business without any emotions, your business is your business and your emotions and personal life is your emotion and personal life is separate, you're lying to yourself. Your emotions, even some things you went through as a kid, are going to affect your decision making today. They're going to affect how you operate today as a CEO. How do you show up today? Do you show up with confidence? Do you show up with uncertainty? Do you show up feeling like a failure because you didn't get this, and this done? And this, and this order? I would give you some pushback on that, just like I did to our client. What is failure? I'm a person who said, I don't even believe in the word failure. I mean, literally think about it. What is failure? It sounds like so final. Failure. It's failure. Like what if you learned from that? What if you grew from that? Is that a fail? I don't think so. I think that these are just opportunities to grow into who we're becoming. But when we label things I failed, it makes it a lot harder for us to take action on it later. If I feel like I failed as a business owner, if I feel like I failed as a CEO of my business, then it makes it really hard for me to believe in myself. And it makes it really hard for me to step into the bigger and the expanded version of myself. So I want to challenge you today to start to look a little bit deeper into some of those things that have been holding you back. What are some of those things that are putting you into overwhelm? What if you could put language to it? What if you could put language to it, recognize it, identify it, flip it, and let it stop stopping you. Let it stop being a block in your life, and let yourself start to begin to identify those what seems like little things, but are actually affecting you in ways much greater than you realized. I hope you enjoyed this quick tidbit. I know I'm celebrating this client's win, and I hope that there is something that you can pull out of this that's going to get some breakthrough for you in your life. If you are wanting more, if you are like, ooh, this touched on something, and I feel like there's something deeper that I'd like to pull out and get clarity on, I want to encourage you to DM us. We're running several specials. We've got mini sessions. We have space for our applications for our one-on-one private coaching are also open. That special we have for 3 mini sessions. We can get you 3 mini sessions where you're going to get massive clarity and show up completely different as yourself. that you aren't going to want to miss. It is a special right now of just $9.99. You can get 3 one-on-one custom sessions to get you the breakthrough and the clarity that you need to show up powerfully and unapologetically as you. So until next time, we'll talk to you guys.